Okay, time to figure out your measurements for the back bodice draft. So the first measurement you need is the full length measurement, which is measurement number 6, and we're working on the back, so it's 6 1/4. I'm doing size 6, and there's no math. Great, so all I have to do is write 6 1/4. Then we need our across shoulder measurement, which is number 14, back side. My chart says 7 3/4. Cool, again, no math, wow. The next one, they just want our center back length, which is number 5. Okay, so easy, 16 1/4. And then they would like, oh, we got math. Our back arc, which is measurement number 18. So mine says it's 8 1/8, and they want us to add 3/4 inch. Okay, so this could be a 6. 6 plus 1 is 7/8. Okay. Then we need the back neck, which is number 12. 2 5/8 plus 1/8. 2 6/8, which also equals 3/4. Okay, so to draft the back bodice draft, we need to draw a straight line A to B, and that's going to be for us 6 1/4. Uh-oh, I'm scared I made a mistake. That seems really short. Let's go back to our full length measurement. Oopsies. Back. 16. Oopsie. There we go. That makes more sense. Okay, so 16 1/4 inch. And then I can label this A and B. Okay, next I'm gonna draw A to C along the top. It does need to be squared off to perfect 90-degree angle. Squared off, I wanna make sure that this corner is 90 degrees. So I'm using my ruler to line up this red line. I don't always trust the paper. I try to look at, try to look at both. Drawing a line here. This line needs to be 7 3/4 inches. 7 3/4 is right here. So this can be letter C. Okay. Okay. A to C we just did. I wrote the letter C. Then it says square 3 inches down from C. So again, squaring off 3 inches. Perfectly straight. 3 inches. B to D is along B to A, and it's 16 1/4. So that's good that it's less than my other measurement. Wait, 16 1/4? What? This whole line is 16 1/4. I think I need to go back and double check my center back length, number 5. That's kind of weird that they're the same measurement, so I probably made a mistake. Center back length, number 5. It does say 16 1/4. Number 6. Oh, I guess I read my paper wrong. This says my full length was 16 3/4, and then this is correct for 1/4. Ah. Okay, so I need to make this line 16 3/4. So let's bring that down. Okay, now this is actually B. And now if I measure 16 1/4, I get D. My D and A are very close together. Mark and square out 4 inches. Okay, so that should be 90 degrees too. Okay. B to E is our bottom line down here. We are going to mark it out 8 7/8 inches. It's also squared out. And then that gets to be marked the letter E. Figure 7, A to F, so along A to C, we're gonna mark 2 3/4. So this line's already drawn for us. I'm just gonna mark 2 3/4, and I'm gonna put the letter F. B to G is a diagonal line. Looks like it's gonna hit C. Let's see here, B to G is going to be 16 5/16. Okay. The book doesn't say that it's supposed to hit this line, but the illustration illustrates that, so it does help us determine what angle this line should be at. Okay, B to G, we just did. So now we're on F to H. F to H, here's F, so now we're gonna do H, is our shoulder length. The line may pass through G. I better label G. Okay, and then we'll square down from F to D after. Okay, so before we can square, we need a line from F to H, and ours is 5 5/8. So I'm gonna do F to G to kind of get my angle going. And then now I'm gonna do 5 5/8. So here's 1/2, that's 4/8, and one more. So mine is just barely past G. So that's interesting that our instructions said it may pass G. Maybe they're trying to insinuate that it may not also, I don't know. That gets to be H. Now that I have this angle, I can use it to just line up my ruler with the line I just drew so I can get a nice 90-degree angle down to D. Okay. B to I is our dart placement. So we already drew the line B to E, so I just falls along that line 3 inches. That's pretty easy. Nothing too tricky. B to J, we did a lot of work to get this number. Again, it's also on the line from B to E, so I'm going to give it 7 7/8. Okay, and that's going to be J. Okay, one comment I would like to make about my B to G action here is that for students using their own measurements, it's very common for people to not have an hourglass figure. So a lot of the times they're adding, like the dart intake is too big for them. It's better to do a smaller dart intake. A lot of the times my students, myself, people in today's world have straighter silhouettes, or maybe they're like a little, I don't know. But they're not as hourglass as the book, so their J ends up being past E. I think it's okay, just go with it, but one way to manipulate it is making your dart intake maybe 1/2 inch or something a lot smaller, because if you're not really hourglassy, maybe you don't need all of these really sharp darts going around your front and back. So that's my suggestion, is to do a smaller dart intake if that happens to you and it's bothering you. Okay, I to K is, we are sticking with 1.5 inches because I'm just trying to make it easy using the size 6 because it's our first time. So 1.5 inches, and that gets to be K. And then mark the center and label it L. So 3/4 would be the center. Okay. Okay, I need to go get the next page. Okay, now I'm working on figure 8. So from J to M, I'm just going to square down 3/16 of an inch. This is just to kind of help with our waist curve later. 1, 2, 3. I guess I'm gonna draw a straight line. And then that's gonna be M. M to N, I'm gonna do 8 and 1/8, and it needs to hit E, so it's at a slight curve, or slant, I'm sorry. Okay, 8 and 1/8, and then it's going to hit my E line. L to O is the length of my dart. So I'm going to square up 1 inch less than I did from here. So here was 8 and 1/8, so I'm going to do 7 and 1/8. Okay. Draw our dart legs from O, an 1/8 inch past I and K. Okay, it wants it to go an 1/8 inch past it. So there we are. So an I, and I'm going to go 1/8 inch past it. I'll do the same thing with K. Okay, and then just 1/8 inch past it. Draw slightly curved lines from K to M. So this is where one of our curved rulers will come in handy. M is down here. Okay. Figure 9. F to P, we're going to draw a little shoulder dart now, is 1/2 of F to H. Okay, so it looks like our F to H is 5.5. So 2.5 is half of 5, and then 1/4 it would be half of half. So 2.5 and then 1/4, 2 3/4. And then that's going to be P. P to Q, draw a 3-inch line in the direction of point O. I forgot to label point O. Okay, so I'm going to line up these 2 points. And then I'm just going to draw a 3-inch line. 1, 2, 3. Okay. P to R. Draw just 1/4 inch mark. Okay. So P to Q is 3 inches. So this is going to be Q. And then P to R is 1/4 inch. And we're marking that. Okay. Draw a dart leg from Q an 1/8 inch past R. Here's Q. There's my little R mark. Wants me to go 1/8 inch past it. Then it says connect to F. Because that gets to be R. Mark 1/4 inch from P and draw our other dart leg, Q, equal to our first dart leg. Okay. So I'm also going to mark another 1/4 inch. And then I'm going to measure what this dart leg was. Looks like it's 3 1/4. So I'm going to go through this other mark, and I'm going to draw this dart leg to be the same length so they'll be easy to sew up. And then I'm going to connect that point to H, which is this point here. Okay. D to S. So S is going to be on this line that we've already drawn. It's going to be 1/4 of D to B. So we got to do a little math. So from D to B, mine is 16 1/4. All right, so 16 divided by 2 is gonna be 8 1/8, and then divided by 2 again is gonna be 4 1/16. And that's S. S to T, we need to get our across back measurement and add 1/4 inch. So I'm gonna go 7 inches, squared out, and that's T. Square up and down from T as shown in the illustration. Okay. They don't really say how much, so I just did a little bit. Okay, yay, last figure, figure 10. We're gonna draw our armhole, and they want us to touch H, T, and N. Right there, okie dokie. Okay, now typically when I do armholes, I do also like to do it's squared off a little bit. Otherwise else I get kind of funny teardrop armhole shapes at the side seams. So usually for a nice armhole, I like it to be straight for a little bit. So something to keep in mind. Having trouble hitting T, and I don't care. We're gonna do a fitting. So if I don't like the shape of my armhole, guess what? I'm gonna change it during my fitting. That's what I'm getting for right now. Maybe this could come in a little deeper and go up like this. Maybe this is better. Oh no, I dropped my thing. That's worse. This is why it's great to work in pencil. I have to get a marker. Wiggle, no, no. Okay. I'll have to clean that up. And our neck as well. So they want to draw a 3H and angle line from the corner, about 3/8 inch. And maybe use that to connect. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so now I just need to label it. This is our sloper. Let's name it style number 1. Our back bodice. Okay, Benson. Today's date. Cut 2. Yeah, I think that's it. I need to add the grain line. Our grain line is going to be parallel with our center back. Okay, and now we are ready to actually true this up to the front bodice.